force is gravitational forces. Okay, the lines of field lines of forces of gravitation. There are two masses. This is a smaller mass and this is a bigger mass. Now, one mass moves around the other. Okay. Now, when it moves, okay, what happens to the field? How the field changes? Okay, let us see. See, the mass is moving, one mass is moving around the other because both are exerting force on each other. Now see, one interesting thing will occur. Look, it has started collapsing towards the bigger one. The smaller mass has started coming closer to the bigger one. And we will see that ultimately it will spiral down, or it will fall down, or it will collapse inside the bigger mass. So when this mass moves, actually it moves through this gravitational field. It penetrates the gravitational field produced by the other mass. And this is how the bigger mass will eat away the smaller mass, or it will collapse towards the smaller mass. The force exerted by the earth on a particle of mass m near the earth's surface, okay, as we have seen earlier, is given by this equation. In order to understand this force properly, let us have an example. Let us take one example that the gravitational force of attraction between the two masses is 40 Newton. The mass of one object is doubled and the distance between them is halved. What is the new force of attraction between the two masses? ધારો કે બે દળ છે, બે માસીસ છે, એ એકબીજા ઉપર 40 ન્યૂટનનું બળ લગાવે છે. તો એક પદાર્થ અથવા તો એક ઓબ્જેક્ટ, એક માસ છે, એનું દળ જો ડબલ કરવામાં આવે અને બંને વચ્ચેનું અંતર એ અડધું કરવામાં આવે, that is the distance between the two masses is halved and the mass of one object is doubled, then what would be its effect on the force? So let us see how it can be solved. This is a very simple numerical. Here we suppose that capital F is the old force, that is the force between the two masses, that is the original force, which is 40 Newton. In the new condition, that is when the mass is doubled and the distance is halved, at that time the new force is Fn, it is represented by Fn. Then this Fn will be equal to, here suppose m1 is doubled, so we write down twice m1 instead of m1, and the separation between them, that is r, is halved, so we substitute r by 2 for r, and we will see that it will come out to be the same. We can see that it will be 8 times the force. Okay, we can see from this equation that this Fn would turn out to be 8 times the force. Here we know that F is 40 Newton, the original force between them. So if we substitute the value of F into this normal force, we will get the new force, that is 320 Newton. So if the mass is halved, if mass of any one of the object is it is doubled, and the separation between them is halved, then the new force that would be there between the two masses, okay, that force will be 320 Newton or 320 Newton. All objects, regardless of their masses, fall in the absence of air resistance at the same acceleration g near the surface of Earth. If some object is falling freely, કોઈ પદાર્થ જો મુક્ત પતન પામતો હોય પૃથ્વીની સપાટી નજીક, તો માધ્યમની ગેરહાજરીમાં બે મુક્ત પતન પામતા પદાર્થો એક સરખું એક્સેલરેશન એટલે કે પ્રવેગ અનુભવશે, અને આ પ્રવેગ છે એને આપણે ગુરુત્વ પ્રવેગ કહીએ છીએ. This acceleration which is produced in a particle or mass falling freely near the surface of Earth is called acceleration due to gravity or gravitational acceleration. Now this force is given by Newton's second law, mass into acceleration. If g is this acceleration produced in the particle falling freely near the surface of Earth, then m into acceleration, mass into acceleration, is nothing but force, and this force is equal to the gravitational force which is given by Newton's law of gravitation. So if we equate the two forces, then we get the expression for the gravitational acceleration or the acceleration due to gravity. Small g is equal to capital G me upon re square. So that is the relation between small g and capital G. Again, let us understand it with the help of an example. Suppose the acceleration due to gravity on the Earth is 10 meter per second square. Find the acceleration due to gravity on a planet whose mass and radius are 3 times that of the Earth. Let us have a revised look at this example. ગુરુત્વ પ્રવેગ પૃથ્વીની સપાટી નજીક કેટલો છે? 10 મીટર પર સેકન્ડ સ્ક્વેર. તો કોઈ એક પ્લેનેટ ઉપર કે જેનું માસ અને રેડિયસ બંને અર્થ કરતાં 3 ગણા વધારે છે, એટલે કે આપણી પૃથ્વી કરતાં જેનું દળ 3 ગણું વધારે હોય તથા તેની રેડિયસ પણ ત્રિજ્યા પણ 3 ગણી વધારે હોય, તો ત્યાં આગળ ગુરુત્વ પ્રવેગ કેટલો હશે? So we use this simple equation. Let the mass of the planet as well as its radius be n times that of the Earth. That is, the mass is replaced by n times the original mass, that is the mass of Earth, and the radius r is also replaced by the n times the radius of Earth. So if we make these substitutions in this equation, then Gp, that is the gravitational acceleration on that planet, will be equal to g divided by n, where n is the number of times the mass and the radius of that planet is higher. In our problem, n is equal to 3 because we have been given that the mass of the planet is 3 times the mass of the Earth and the radius of the planet is 3 times the radius of the Earth. Then if we put n equal to 3 into this equation, then it will be 3.33 times the gravity on the Earth. So that is how we can very easily calculate from the size, that is mass and radius of any planet. Okay, we can find out the value of g, that is the gravitational acceleration on that planet. So this simple equation can work wonders actually. Now this gravitational acceleration is usually considered to be a constant over Earth, but it is not exactly so. It varies with altitude h. આપણે પૃથ્વીની સપાટી માટે જીની વેલ્યુ અચળ ગણીએ છીએ 9.8 મીટર પર સેકન્ડ સ્ક્વેર અથવા તો 980 સેન્ટીમીટર પર સેકન્ડ સ્ક્વેર, પરંતુ તે એકદમ સાચું નથી. તે ઓલ્ટિટ્યુડ એટલે કે હાઇટ ઉપર પણ આધાર રાખે છે. એટલે કે પૃથ્વીની સપાટીથી કેટલું અંતર છે તેના ઉપર પણ આધાર રાખે છે. સો consider a body. If suppose there is an object at a height h above the surface of the earth, પૃથ્વીની સપાટી ઉપર h જેટલી હાઇટ ઉપર કોઈ એક દળ રહેલું હોય. If gh is the value of acceleration due to gravity at that point, h હાઇટ ઉપર આવેલા એ પોઈન્ટ ઉપર જો ગ્રેવિટી અથવા તો એક્સલરેશન ડ્યુ ટુ ગ્રેવિટી એ gh થી આપણે દર્શાવીએ તો the equation would become like this: gh is equal to gm upon r plus h square. So the actual distance or the separation, actually the separation between the two objects is considered to be the separation between the centers of the two masses. બંને દળના કેન્દ્રની વચ્ચેનું અંતર લેવામાં આવે છે, r જે છે. So here the radius of earth r plus the height of the object over the earth's surface. So that would be the total separation between the two masses or the objects. So the equation would be like this. It will assume this form: gm upon r plus h whole square. So from this we can find out the ratio of the two forces, that is the force at an altitude h or the gravitational acceleration at an altitude h and the gravitational acceleration near the earth's surface. So if we compare these two, then it turns out to be r square upon r plus h whole square. Now we consider another case. If the object is deep below the earth's surface, inside the earth's surface, at a distance h from the earth's surface, that is at a depth h. Okay, the h is the depth now. Okay, હવે આપણે h ને ઊંડાઈ ગણીએ છીએ, ઊંચાઈના બદલે. Then the body will be attracted towards the earth, which is enclosed by the sphere having radius re or r minus h. તો આટલા સ્ફિયરની અંદર જે માસ રહેલું છે એ માસ આ પાર્ટિકલ ઉપર બળ લગાવશે. ઓકે, અને the radius of the earth or the separation between the two masses should now considered to be r minus h. હવે આપણે બંને વચ્ચેના અંતરને r લઈ ના શકીએ, પણ હવે આપણે r minus h લેવું પડે. તો gh dash એટલે કે h જેટલી ઊંડાઈ ઉપર ગુરુત્વ પ્રવેગ, it would be gm dash, where m dash is the mass of the earth within the sphere of radius r minus h. So this is m dash. Now this m dash can be expressed in terms of density and volume. So mass is density into volume, and if we substitute, the volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube, 4/3 pi r cube, ગોળાની ત્રિજ્યા, પૃથ્વીનો ગોળો. સો કેટલી રેડિયસ છે? રેડિયસ is r minus h. So if we replace this m dash by this 4 by 3 pi r minus h whole cube into rho, where rho is the density of the earth, then the equation assumes this form. Here r minus h whole square is there in the denominator, and in the numerator it is r minus h cube. So finally this equation will assume this form. Gh will be equal to g times 1 minus h upon r. So gh is the gravitational acceleration at a height h or at a depth h, and g is the gravitational acceleration on the surface of earth. So it would assume this form 1 minus h upon r, where g is also expressed in terms of mass into density into volume. Okay, so it is 4 by 3 pi r cube upon r square was there, so it is removed here. So this gives us a relationship, or it tells us how g varies with respect to h. So that is an important outcome of this mathematical exercise. Let us take one example. The acceleration due to gravity at a depth h below the surface of the earth is half the value at the surface of the earth. ગુરુત્વ પ્રવેગનું મૂલ્ય h જેટલી ઊંડાઈ પર એ કેટલું છે? હાફ ધ વેલ્યુ એટ ધી સરફેસ. સપાટી ઉપરની જે વેલ્યુ છે એના કરતાં અડધું છે. ફાઇન્ડ ધી વેલ્યુ ઓફ h ઇન ટર્મ્સ ઓફ ધી અર્થ્સ રેડિયસ r. તો h ની વેલ્યુ શોધો r ના સ્વરૂપમાં, ઇન ટર્મ્સ ઓફ